Happy to be joined by Coach Taylor with Jackson State. Coach, first and foremost, thank you for your patience and good afternoon to you.
Hey, good afternoon. How's everybody doing?
Doing pretty good, Coach. Appreciate you.
Good.
Coach, if you would start us out with an opening statement recapping your team's most recent outing versus Grambling State.
Tough loss for our football team this past weekend. We knew it would be tough going on the road. We had to play great football going down into Grambling, and we just didn't. Our offense, we had 5 turnovers, 11 penalties. I think that was a big difference in the football game. Defense gave up 2 early drives, and then they really buckled down and played a good football game after that. But as a football team, as an offensive unit, we can't turn the football over. I think they got 20 points off of those turnovers. So we just got to be better at taking care of the football and limit the penalties in a football game like that. But hats off to Gremlin. They did what they supposed to do and came out and won that football game.
Appreciate those opening comments, Coach. First question goes to Mona Stapleton.
Good morning, Coach. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing this morning?
I'm fine. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Coach Taylor, in the recent game against Grambling State, the team gained roughly 159 rushing yards.
Yeah.
It appeared that the run game was de-emphasized early in the contest. Can you explain the rationale behind this decision? And additionally, as you prepare to face Texas Southern, how do you plan to implement in-game offensive adjustments in real time?
Yeah, our offensive line has been playing at a high level. Coach Ramirez is doing a great job with those guys, and we knew we could take advantage of some of the things in our run game with some motions and stuff, and handing the ball off to those backs, and trying to get a couple of play action opportunities, off of those off the run game. So they did a good job, of going out there. And again, we was down a couple of linemen. Our center didn't start this past game. We had 2 new tackles in this game because of injury, but they, came out there and played good football. I thought Irv ran the ball well. Travis Terrell, J.D. Martin ran the football well. So, that's what we kind of hang our hat on here, running football, and we want to play good defense. So very pleased with that. Going into this game with, Texas Southern, we just watch the film. We started preparing for those guys on yesterday. We'll get in there, finish up the game plan today, get out there and practice. But, any adjustments need to be made, anything different they give us, we'll look at those iPads and, make the adjustments and get ready for the football game on Saturday in Houston.
Thank you, Coach. And as a follow-up question, do you envision solidifying one quarterback as the starter, or do you believe that the current system still has a potential to succeed with more adjustments?
I do. I kind of like what they're, the way things are going right now. Both are playing pretty good. They didn't have their best game this past weekend. Would like for Cam to stay upright in the game. He's had 3 starts, 3 opportunities to start. In all 3 games, he's been injured, hadn't made it through the duration of the game. So, that's something we definitely got to take a look at, because it's all about rhythm with offense. And, with him going down in this past game as well, we'll have to take a look at it this week in practice.
Thank you, Coach.
No problem. Thank you.
Next question goes to Doc Holliday.
Good afternoon, Coach. How you doing today?
I'm good, Doc. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Happy belated birthday to you also.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
The 5 turnovers, 3 fumbles, and the 2 interceptions. One of the interceptions where he kind of threw from the far right hash of the field, and the cornerback was opportunistic. What was the things that you told, as far as you told quarterbacks, going up to the next possession?
Mm-hmm.
What did you let them know that they need to do, and what they?
First, before the half, I think it was like a minute 40, minute 50 on the clock. We're down by 1 point. Just trying to get in position to get a potential field goal. You and your 2-minute offense right there. Had a play call for him that he was supposed to work the short side of the field on a curl route. He chose to work to the boundary, and you just make your corrections off of it. He made a mistake. It was a great job by the defender from Grambling jumping on the route and you know, making that play and turning the football over. But you try to stay positive with these guys, and you know, it was early in the football game, a lot of football to play in that situation. The one Jacobian had, same deal. You know, we had designed something for the tight end to pop open. Tight end's running wide open down the seam. He just drops the drops the snap. And instead of trying to cover it up, you know, he tried to pick it up and still try to make something happen. But those kinds of things happen in the football game, and we got to get it cleaned up this week in order to be successful, because, you know, we was right there in that football game. We just can't give them 20 points off turnovers and put our defense into that situation. Statistically, you know, we did a great job, you know, over 400 yards, threw for over 200, well over 200 yards. But anytime you got turnovers and penalties in the football game now, you're finding ways to lose a football game like that. But to answer your question, you just try to stay positive and talk to those guys about making you know, the next play, because they hard on themselves. They want to get it right. You know, they know what I expect of them. So you just stay positive with them, you know, as a coach, and try to get them on to the next play.
And my follow-up question, we had a drive where on defense, we was on defense. Grambling was trying to drive the ball. We had them on third down, but then we ended up with a personal foul rough the passer penalty on Lacey.
Lacey. Yeah.
What are some things you want to try to do to clean up as far as the mental aspect of the game with the penalties, kind of limit the penalties, because like you said, you can't win a football game when you have 11 penalties for 111 yards.
Yeah, and that's what I told Lacey in that situation. We got him backed up. You know, you're playing the game hard, but no reason to go, you know, hit the quarterback late. I mean, it's the same deal as you was talking about the quarterbacks. You just have to shake it off, because the players, you don't want them to getting too down on themselves. They're trying to play hard, do things the right way. He just got caught in the moment. You know, we've been talking about it. You know, we want to get to the quarterback. He's been playing good football all year. You know, first time ever getting in a situation like that. He had a great game last weekend against Southern with the interception and everything, but he was just playing hard, and, you know, just got caught up in the moment and made you know, a bad decision right there.
Appreciate you, Coach.
All right, thanks, Doc.
Next question goes to Ty Miller.
Hey, Coach Taylor, good morning to you. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. Coach, one of the stats that we don't talk about a whole lot, because sometimes coaches say it doesn't matter, is time of possession. However, Texas Southern has been controlling the clock at almost a 10-minute advantage point on their opponents this season. So how key will it be for your team to even that out, if not control the clock yourself, and also to get off the field on third downs?
Well, you know, you look at the Texas Southern team, they're running the football well. Anytime you can run the football well, you're able to control those minutes in a football game, you know. So that's something that we got to really emphasize with our defenses, you know, to come out and stop the run, and flip vice versa, that, you know, when we were running the football well, we're able to, you know, control the football game, control that time of possession. So, you know, those are things that we're addressing. We see that they have been, you know, winning with the time of possessions, doing a good job over there, Coach Dishman, with that football team. So we got to be ready to play, and you know, like I said, offensively run the football well, lean on those big guys up front, and you know, being able to control the line of scrimmage with our defensive line against his offensive unit.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
This question goes to Charles Bishop.
Hey, how you doing, Coach?
What's up, Chuck?
Hey, quick question. I want to follow up on something that you had already touched on with regards to the style of play from Cameron. 3 games, and he'd been nicked up or dinged in 3 of those games. How do you go about the process of, I don't know, kind of altering his style of play to sort of keep him upright?
Great question. I mean, we've been trying to teach him to just slide. You know, that's the thing we've been emphasizing to him, to just get down in those situations when you're taking off with the football. You know, it's something we've been stressing to him at practice. To you know, you got to protect yourself, Chuck, because these guys, you know, these defenders, you know, they look forward to these quarterbacks taking off. So it's just something we got to continue to emphasize with him. You know, he's been, you know, going to treatment, doing the things the right way, but he has to figure it out too, as well as, you know, just trying to get through those four quarters of football for us, and you know, staying on the football field and keeping that rhythm going.
Sure thing. Really quick follow-up. Large fan base of Jackson State fans out here in Dallas and Houston. How important will their support be for Jackson State this upcoming weekend?
It's huge. It's huge. These kids feel that support. You know, they did a good job coming down to Grambling this past weekend. We know they're going to be there, but we putting it on our shoulders too to come back and rebound off a tough loss this past weekend. So we want them to be there. We you know, and we know they're going to show up. So we're looking forward to getting on that plane and coming down to Houston this weekend and you know, playing against Texas Southern.
Sure thing. Appreciate it, Coach, and happy birthday, bro.
All right, appreciate it, Chuck. Thank you.
Mhm.
Last question goes to Ty Miller.
Coach Taylor, again, another question, following up on something that Coach Dishman talked about. How difficult are the Tigers to prepare for Texas Southern when he has a philosophy of the guys who practice the best will be the ones who play, which means you may not necessarily see the guys who are normal starters?
I thought that was well said by Coach. You know, I got the tail end of that, but you know, that's what as coaches, that's kind of how we go about this thing because he said it, we're in practices all week. And, you know, we're evaluating these players, putting a lot of hours in, trying to get the best guys on the field. So I thought it was well said. And it goes back to a question I had earlier. It goes back, you just have to make those adjustments during the game when you expecting a certain player and then you get another, athlete on the field. You just have to make those adjustments. But I thought it was well said by Coach Dishman. You evaluate your players all week to week, because you got some guys might not be performing as well as they was last week, and this guy steps up this week. So you're going to get the best players on the football field in order to win games.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach Taylor, as always, we appreciate your time. Look forward to speaking to you again next week.
All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.